Good morning students. In today's class we are going to see serial port control register. What is the necessity of using this serial port control register? What is the configuration of your serial port control register? So these are how you can make this serial port control register to work under different modes of operation. So all these things we are going to see in this session. So this is the diagram that is representing your serial port. So SCON. So you can see here SCON is the representation. Sorry students. So you can see here SCON is the representation of your serial port control register. S stands for serial port. CON means control. So serial port control register. This is the bit status represented for SCON. It is a 8-bit register. So the first one. So it is the serial port register. It is the 8-bit register. You can see here 8-bit. It is your 0th bit, 1st bit, 2nd bit, 3rd bit, 4th bit, 5th bit, 6th bit, 7th bit. So 0 to 7. So it is your 8-bit register. SCON is a 8-bit register. In this, the 0th pin represent RI, TI, that is return interrupt, transmit interrupt. So in the next session we will be dealing it with the different types of interrupts what we are having over here. Until then, here transmit interrupt flag, receive interrupt flag. This RB and TB stands for receive bit, transmit bit. TB stands for transmit bit. REN, that is, it is just like your set or clearing by software, that is return enable. SM2, SM1 and SM0, it defines the mode of operation. So in this we have 4 modes of operation. We'll be seeing one by one. So in this 3 bits represents the 4 modes of operation. SM0, SM1 will represent whether we are going to operate it in mode 0. These 2 bits SM0 and SM1 it will define the mode of operation. Suppose here SM0 will get SM0, SM1. So here as we are having 2 bits, the number of possible combinations is going to be 00, 01, 10, 11. That is 4 combinations because we are having 2 inputs. 2 inputs means 2 power 2. So the possible combinations at the input is going to be 4. Therefore it is going to be 00, 01, 10 and 11. So if this is going to be the case, here your 00 means it is going to operate under mode 0. 01 means it is going to operate under mode 1. 10 means it is going to operate under mode 2. 11 means it is going to operate at mode 3. Based on the, I'll say under what are the different ways of modes of operation it is going to handle. Mode 0 means it is going to act like a shift register. Shift register in the sense it could either be your right shift or it could be your left shift, and here the baud rate is going to be 12. Okay, baud rate is nothing but bits of information transferred per second. So mode 0 it is going to operate like a shift register, and we are going to have the baud rate as 12, that is 12 bits per second. The second one is going to be 8-bit UART, that is mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. All the 3 modes are going to operate it as 8-bit UART. 8-bit UART means UART. UART is nothing but it is one of your protocol for transmitting your information. We all know that the protocol is nothing but it follows certain rules and regulations to transmit the information from your sending end to your receiving end. So here 8-bit UART, all 3, like you people can ask. So all the 3 M1, M2, M3 is going to be act as a 8-bit UART. Then what is the difference? Yeah, the difference is between in the baud rate. Baud rate means transferring the bits per second. UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiving and Transmitting. Suppose if you are operating with mode 1. Mode 1 means it is a 8-bit UART but the baud rate what we are going to be using is variable. That is, between your sending end and the receiving end, the baud rate is going to be differ. Next, suppose M2 if you are operating, if the mode of operation, that is if SM0 and SM1 is going to be 10, then it is going to be operated with mode 2, which is nothing but 8-bit UART, and it is going to have the baud rate of 64 or 32 bits per second. Mode 3 means your M1 and M2. Mode 3 means here SM0 and SM1 is going to be 1. So if that is the case, it is going to operate it with mode 3. Mode 3 is nothing but 8-bit UART. In this, your baud rate is going to be variable again. So the 7th bit and 6th bit, SM0 and SM1 will define the modes of operation, how your SCON register should work. SM2. What is meant by SM2? SM2 is nothing but it will enable the feature in mode 2 and mode 3. Like as we discussed earlier, mode 1, 2, 3 all are going to be 8-bit UART. The only difference is going to be your baud rate. And if you see the first mode 1 and mode 3, here the baud rate is also same. So we will have a confusion. So this SM2 will enable your microprocessor to communication feature in mode 2 and mode 3. In mode 2, suppose if SM2 is set, you consider in this particular block, if I am having 1, here I am going to, if I am having 1 over here, then your RI will not be activated. Why? Because RI is nothing but receiving your interrupt. If you are setting 1 over here, it will enable your microprocessor communication between mode 2 and mode 3. For example, if I am having here 1, 0, so it is going to operate it with mode 2. 1, 1, it is going to be operated with mode 3. Both are going to be 8-bit UART. Only thing is, it is going to, mode 2 is going to have a baud rate of 64 and 32, whereas mode 3 is going to have a baud rate of variable baud rate. So this SM1, that is the SCON, SM2 is there, right? This is nothing but SCON.5. So this SCON.5, it will enable a microprocessor communication between these two modes, that is between the mode 2 and mode 3. Between these two modes of operation, your SM2, if it is set, it establishes a communication in this particular future. Suppose if you are setting this SM2 as 1, it will not activate your RI. RI is nothing but receiving interrupt. So it will not activate your RI. Suppose if the 9th bit, that is, if this is going to be in 0, you consider RB is nothing but receive bit. If it is going to be in 0. In mode 1, what will happen? In mode 1 means here. Mode 1 means SM0 is going to be 0, SM1 is going to be 1. It is going to be mode 1. In mode 1, if this SM1 is going to be 1, then RI, that time also your receiving interrupt will not be activated if a valid stop bit was not received. Suppose if your valid stop bit is received. For example, if I wanted to transfer the data, if a valid stop bit is received, at that moment, your receiving interrupt is going to be high. In case if I am not receiving any valid stop bit in the sense already the information has been transmitted. If I am not receiving any valid stop bit, that time the receiving interrupt is going to be high. It's not activated. Suppose if I receive a valid stop bit, then the receiving interrupt is going to be enabled. Clear? So this just enables the communication feature between any modes of operation, especially between mode 2 and mode 3. Then SCON.4, REN. This is SCON.4. So it will clear or it will be set or cleared by the software. You cannot manually, that is by means of hardware, it is not possible for us to enable or disable this particular pin. Next one, TN8. TN8, TB8. This is not TN8. This is nothing. It is your TB8. TB8, it is your SCON.3. SCON.3, it is 9th bit that will be transmitted in mode 2 and mode 3. 9th bit in the sense in your RS-232. You can consider the RS-232. The last bit is going to be ring indicator. So the 9th bit will be transmitted in mode 2 and 3. So this is also cleared or set by means of your software. You are not going to do anything manually with respect to TB8. This REN, TB8, both will be set or reset only by means of software. We are not going to do anything with respect to your hardware. Even here, RB8. RB8 means receive bit. Receive bit means this will also happen only with mode 2 and 3. So here also the 9th bit will this mode 2 and 3. In this also the 9th bit will be received. So in mode 1, if SM2 is 0, for example, you consider you are operating at mode 1. Mode 1 means SM0 is going to be 0, SM1 is going to be 1. Under this condition, if your SM2 is going to be 0, then RB8, this will receive the stop bit. This will receive the stop bit. Okay. Therefore, this RI interrupt will be activated. If this RB8 is receiving the stop bit, your RI will be activated. Suppose if I am using 01, same in mode 1, if I am having SM1 is equal to 1, then your RI is not activated until a stop bit is received in RB8. Okay, this is your serial control register. It is the general introduction of your serial control register. Now, bit by bit description, we'll just check. So this is this you can represent it as SCON.0. This particular bit you can represent as SCON.1. RB8 can be represented as SCON.2. Likewise, you can represent till SCON.7. Suppose if I wanted to operate with mode 1, I can write SETB SCON.7 set bit SCON.6. So set bit in the sense you are going to set the bit of SCON.7 and SCON.6. It means that SM0 and SM1 is going to be 1, 1, where you prefer to operate it with mode 3, which is nothing but 8-bit UART with a variable supply, with a variable baud rate. Baud rate is nothing but bits per second. So in the future class, we will be discussing a program using this SCON special function register. Thank you, students.